Dyson air purifiers. Are they any good? Do you want a formaldehyde version? What is formaldehyde anyway? Stick around and I'll try and answer these questions and much more. Hi, welcome to Rich Man Poor Tech. For new viewers, this is a technology channel and today's focus is on air purifiers and in particular the Dyson Hot and Cool air purifier, the formaldehyde version. Well, first off, I don't have any scientific test results, so if you need these, then this is the wrong video for you. But these are my own experiences with both the Dyson here and the cheaper Levoit unit, following my online research and personal usage. Do I think the Dyson is worth it? Now, both units have been purchased by myself, and as always, links in the description below. And towards the end of this video, I'll tell you what I think when it comes to filtration. Now, when I purchased the Dyson Formaldehyde, I had to actually look up what formaldehyde was. Until I researched this, all I knew was it was a smell of things like new carpets and new furniture. Now, to be honest, I quite like the smell of this, so I wasn't bothered by that. But from my research, I found that formaldehyde was actually a carcinogenic, which means, if you don't know, that it's causing or tending to cause cancer. Crikey, I feel less likely to want to walk around IKEA now, or smell new carpets from now on. Just don't stop me buying their meatballs. Now, it came to my attention, especially with the passing of my father, who, let's see if I can say it correctly, he had mesothelioma, which is a type of lung cancer caused through asbestos particles in the dust breathed in from brake pads years ago. That the quality of air you are breathing can have drastic results on your health. Now, most of us know this in the wake of COVID, and there's also been news reports on the effects of exhaust emissions, lung cancer caused through cigarette smokes, and I don't need to tell people who suffer from hay fever pollen, asthma or the effects of airborne mould how their air quality can affect their lives. Now, purifiers remove pollutants in the air by passing through replaceable filters, and then the fine particles that are left in the filters for you to dispose of later. The Dyson Formaldehyde also has a catalyst installed as well. Some research has been done showing that it has effects on the flu virus, and I also saw on British ITV that they also look promising for COVID, but these tests were still ongoing at this time. So you may want to buy one if you have family and friends coming over for, say, Christmas, Diwali, Thanksgiving or Hanukkah, for example. So great, let's all rush out and buy one. Well, all these air purifiers are not the same, and this is my experience, so I hope I can help you make an informed choice. For a start, this cheaper Levoit unit is just a purifier, but the Dyson is much more than that. As well as a purifier, it's a fanless fan and can heat as well. So if you need to boost the heating, then the Dyson can do this, where the cheaper Levoit unit and other purifiers on the market can't. So you don't need any extra fan heaters, taking up extra space or that additional cost. Now, both these units circulate air, but the Dyson you can choose between blowing out the front and blowing out the rear. Did I just say that? Now, this has the effect of cleaning the air without cooling you down, handy in the winter if you're just using your central heating. Also, like a fan, you can get the Dyson to oscillate from side to side. Now, you can choose between a fully static to 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, all the way up to 350 degrees, and tilt the unit to blow in a more angled trajectory. With the Dyson, you can feel the air moving in any part of the room, whereas the Levoit is just pushes straight upwards. It feels strong on the Levoit when you're close to it, but this reduces the further away from the unit that you are. Now, I know on the CADR rating, I think it is, that the Dyson doesn't score as high as some of the other units out there. And this is addressed by Dyson on their website. Now, Dyson mentioned that it fills the room with more clean air, where the CADR rating measures a set small cubic space, and in the CADR test, there's actually an additional fan that is used. And looking at both these two units, which are not that far apart on the CADR rating, I can definitely vouch that the Dyson, as you can feel the air throughout the room. But it's not just feeling the air, what about the quality of the air and also the usability? Well, first off, I'll address usability. Now, you're only going to use a purifier if it fits in with your lifestyle. Whereas you wouldn't describe this Levoit as noisy, it is quite noticeable in the dead of night if you're purifying the air in your bedroom as you try to sleep, for example. Now, I did this in the summer and me and my wife both had better night's sleep. But the Dyson in comparison is a lot quieter. It's even 20% more quieter than the previous Dyson model. In fact, while I'm sat here watching the television at night, I wouldn't know if the Dyson came on. The Levoit might be quite good if you're watching, say, an action movie, but the Dyson would be much better as the star gets that last word whispered to them before the dramatic death. So, which brings me on to another feature. The Dyson is also a smart purifier. And what do I mean by smart? Well, it connects to the internet and then your smartphone, which lets you set schedules, or if you prefer it can be really smart, and it can come on based around the air quality in the room. Also, like most smart tech, it connects to your voice assistants like Amazon Echo, better known as Alexa, Google Assistant and Siri. Now, talking about air quality again, I feel not that I have any scientific proof of this, but the Dyson is cleaner air coming out. Now, I've seen the Dyson demonstration where it shows a box full of smoke and it gets cleaned by the Dyson, and it also shows that no smoke is being expelled from this fanless aperture here. But also, in my own personal experience, there's no odour in this air that comes out of the Dyson. Now, there wasn't at first in this Levoit unit when it was brand new, with a new filter. But we had it for next to some flowers, and the Levoit started to suck in all that smell and the pollen into the filter. After a week or two, this smell of the flowers started filling the room, which was nice. It was a bit like a diffuser. While it was nice, it made me realise that the filter was full and the purifier was not working, and that the filter needed changing, which I did. The Dyson, on the other hand, the filter is designed not to let any air pass through the outside of the filter in the housing. So the air that is expelled here all goes through the filter. Talking of filters, the app lets you know the condition of the filter, so you know if it needs changing. If your room is pretty good, you may not need to change the filter as often. If the air quality, as if the air quality was more polluted. Although if this is the case, you know that the Dyson is cleaning more air for you. Whereas the cheaper units, you have to remember when you last change them, maybe you're changing them too soon or too late, again, both of which aren't ideal. Now onto probably one of the best features of the Dyson, and I have touched over it already, but how do you know if the purifier is cleaning the air? How do you know if your air even needs cleaning, or if the purifier is even working at all? The Dyson monitors air either automatically or under manual control and lets you know both on the phone and on this display here what the condition of the air is. So whether it's particle matter around 10 microns like pollen or smaller 2.5 microns like smoke, or whether it's VOCs like cleaning products, vapour and cooking, nitrogen dioxides or oxidizing gases like car emissions. And also if you get the formaldehyde version, then it also tells you about the formaldehyde, obviously. You can see if the air purifier is working and how well it is working. On these other units like this Levoit, then there's no way of telling you this. Design on the Dyson with its fanless aperture is futuristic and nice. And also you have a remote here and you don't lose that as it just attaches to the top with magnets. Although all of the functions can be done from your voice assistant or your smartphone, so I still think the Levoit is better than not having an air purifier at all, but for peace of mind, the information you get from the Dyson is priceless. Well, not exactly priceless. You know, there's a link below for all the prices, but definitely worth the extra investment. Also talking about being worth the investment, in my own opinion, the extra cost of approximately about 10% at the time of filming over the standard Dyson purifier, then I'd highly recommend this formaldehyde version. In fact, when I can afford it myself, I will be purchasing additional units for other places around my property. So thanks for watching.